Well, two of Chattanooga's largest housing projects are set to close in a few years.
But more than 1,000 residents who live there are already thinking about what they're going to do when that happens. The Chattanooga Housing Authority tells us they cannot afford to maintain the aging buildings. NewsChannel 9's Gary Askin spoke to people tonight who live in those apartments.
The Chattanooga Housing Authority plans to close the College Hill Courts and Eastlake Courts in the next 5 or 10 years. Some residents worry how they'll transition. Others say about time.
We need to have somewhere to stay.
Sharon Morris makes the most of her apartments at College Hill Courts.
And my area is real quiet and decent for me. I'm comfortable with it.
But she's disabled, and what's to come 5 years down the road is a scare for her.
This is all we got. This is our living. This is where we love to stay. This is where we can afford to stay. We don't have anything else.
College Hill Courts and Eastlake Courts are both well over 70 years old. Both need major improvements to meet HUD regulations. The Chattanooga Housing Authority says it'll take $15 million to bring College Hill Courts up to standards, and it would cost $35 million to maintain Eastlake Courts. But the money isn't in their budget.
It would be very inconvenient for many. And we worry about that. However, public housing was never meant to be a permanent residency for anyone, really.
They plan to tear down these aging buildings, but how they'll use the property is unknown. But resident Catherine Payton fears losing the sense of community if the apartments go away.
I got a good little thing going with the kids. I talk to them and stuff like that, and I get to know them, and they respect me and stuff like that.
The Chattanooga Housing Authority says it is actively working on a plan in the next 3 to 5 years. But once the properties are closed, residents will likely be given a housing voucher or transfer it to a smaller property. One Eastlake Courts resident says that's a good thing.
If you live the right kind of life and you got credit, you can go out there and get you a house. You can get something on your own. You don't have to just sit and wait on housing authority.
The Chattanooga Housing Authority says right now there are 1,200 people on their waiting list for Section 8 housing. I'm Jerry Askin, News Channel 9.